Sometimes rivalries become personal, and fights soon escalate from punches to chairs to even the use of vehicles. This is when things get real, and we see fights that are full of emotions. Today we're going to be looking at wrestlers who attempted murder in the ring. Make sure to stick with us till the very end if you want to see someone literally being hanged in the ring. So, without any further ado, let's get rolling. Number 9. Roman Reigns uses an ambulance against Braun Strowman. It's true that the modern era does not feature as much hardcore wrestling as it used to back in the late 90s. Wrestling has evolved in such a way that we don't see the use of extreme measures that much anymore. However, we did get a feeling of nostalgia when Roman used an ambulance in the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view back in 2017. Actually, he just did not use it to make the match fancier, but it actually had a meaning. Before this pay-per-view, it was actually Braun Strowman who absolutely destroyed Roman Reigns backstage by tipping the ambulance the big dog was on. Roman had to exact revenge, and there was no better way to do it than by the use of an ambulance. He put Braun inside the ambulance, made the car go vroom vroom, and boom! He launched the vehicle backwards right into a truck. When Braun came out of the crashed ambulance, his face was filled with blood. The exact scene Roman wanted to see. Number 8. Kane lights Jim Ross on fire. It all dates back to 2003. This was when Kane betrayed his partner Rob Van Dam and revealed his face to the whole WWE audience by removing his mask. The maskless Kane was no different from the big red monster we had been seeing before that. He was ruthless and scary. To take his character to another level, Kane did something that no one thought he would do. On a segment of Raw, Kane appeared in an interview with Hall of Famer Jim Ross. Pretty much everyone knew that this was not going to go that well and would definitely end in violence. However, when Kane poured gasoline over Jim Ross, things escalated to a point that was beyond regular violence. If you didn't know Austin was present in the ring at that moment, and Kane asked him if he wanted to help Jim, but oh well, all Austin could do was watch Jim being set on fire. One of the many heinous acts that we have seen Kane doing during his long WWE career. Number 7. The Miz, Cesaro, and Kane crush Braun Strowman using a garbage truck. This one is somewhat hilarious. Back in TLC 2017, Strowman was not able to work well with his team match in their match against The Shield. He just didn't have any chemistry with them, and so The Miz, Cesaro, and Kane decided that they were going to get rid of him, since all he was doing is ruining the match for them. Therefore, they went on and put Braun in a garbage truck. Yes, you heard that right, a garbage truck. This was not all they did though. Once Braun was in the truck, they ordered the person with the truck to pull the lever and literally crush Strowman. This is the second time poor Braun features on this list. Number 6. The Undertaker cements Paul Bearer. For most of his career, WWE made sure that The Undertaker had huge respect for Paul inside the ring. That's the thing though. Most is the keyword here. At the Great American Bash back in 2004, Undertaker went against Dudley Boyz. Once the match was over, the storyline took a wild turn because instead of saving his manager, Undertaker went on and drowned Paul Bearer in cement. After this segment, WWE was drowned with tons of complaints, as some people believed the content to be extremely graphic. In the end, WWE had to issue a statement that clearly said that Bearer was still alive. Imagine the hassle. Number 5. Kane lights The Undertaker's casket on fire. How many times has The Undertaker been killed so far? No one can keep account, you know. Man just disappears too much. However, this one is probably the most infamous out of them all. Kane, Undertaker's brother, would trap the Phenom inside a casket with the help of Paul Bearer. After this, he would put gasoline all over it and then light it on fire. The audience was absolutely shocked. No one has ever seen an act of this evil before. All this would take place at Royal Rumble in 1998. After 2 months, the Dead Man would return, stronger than ever before, and would beat Kane at WrestleMania 14. Number 4. Rikishi with a hit and run on Steve Austin. In the 1999 Survivor Series edition, a new storyline would unfold around Steve Austin when he was hit by a car by an unknown wrestler. For months, no one ever knew who the mysterious wrestler was. Steve Austin would use his all to find the culprit. Finally, it was revealed that the person who did this was none other than Rikishi. However, he admitted that it was all Triple H's idea. He was just following the Cerebral Assassin's order. Regardless, though, being hit by a car is no joke. Steve Austin would get his revenge exactly a year later at Survivor Series 2000 when he almost ran a van over Rikishi. Attitude Era at its peak. Number 3. Steve Austin traps Triple H inside a car with a forklift. Steve Austin also got back with Triple H. After all, he was the brain behind the hit and run segment. Since it was a no disqualification match, Austin could do anything he wanted, and he made sure to use it to his full potential. Not only did he take Triple H backstage, but when the game entered his car, Austin would lift the car using the forklift. The suspense was real, and in a fraction of a moment, the car was dropped right onto the floor. It's actually a really good thing that Triple H did not face any severe injuries, because the way the car fell could have been disastrous for him. Number 2. Hulk Hogan drives a rock into the Rock. When Hulk returned to WWE with his NWO gimmick, he was a bit too savage. The Hulkster returned and literally went for Rock's life before they faced off for their WrestleMania 18 match. How did he pull it off? Of course, not alone. With the help of his buddies Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, he managed to trap Rock inside an ambulance. What came after that? The Hulk crashed a Mack truck right into it. And well, he was not just satisfied with that. He kept hitting the ambulance again and again until it was a total wreck. The moment you've all been waiting for. The most shocking moment ever. And if you've made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe to be entered into our monthly shout-out giveaway. Then comment below, I subbed. Without further ado, let's get to the most important part. Number 1. The Undertaker hangs the Big Boss Man. This segment featured probably one of the darkest and most disturbing scenarios the WWE world has ever seen. It was a literal execution, scripted, of course, happening on live television. Back in 1999, Undertaker's head of the Ministry of Darkness is indeed one of the creepiest and scariest gimmicks WWE has ever produced. From trying to marry Stephanie in a dark wedding to trying and crucifying Steve Austin, he did it all. However, the Dead Man took things to another level at WrestleMania 15 against his match with the Big Boss Man. He literally put the rope around Boss's neck and then hung him. To this day, we have never seen something this extreme. Be sure to watch wrestlers that are banned from WWE, and I will see you in the next video.